All right, here's a quick video of a jukebox for Neil. Neil, your Seeburg Phoenix is ready, buddy. Yeah, this is a jukebox that belongs to a client, and I figured I'd make a quick video of it just because it's such a cool jukebox. I love these things. These are really nice machines. This is right at the very end for Seeburg for their vinyl playing jukeboxes. It's got a digital selection system. It also, which is this is kind of neat. It's one of the last jukeboxes, or maybe the last jukebox, that you can see the record getting picked up. The SMC series, which is what this is. There were 3 different models, and yeah, that was kind of the last hurrah for Seeburg for vinyl, and they went back to where you could see the record. So very cool. This particular one is in very good shape. These these are quirky machines. They tend to get a few little problems, and I'll just quickly touch on those, just because I don't want this to get too long. So you'll notice that it has a very awesome mirror ball in it. These are not. I've got another video, at least one video of. I've had a couple of these come and go through here. So anytime I get one in, I replace this mirror ball with with a mirror ball. Let me explain that a bit better. The mirror ball that these came with when they were new back in the 70s was just a big plastic one. So, this is just, it's worth doing simply because you've got to take all this apart anyway if you want the jukebox to look right and have the effect of this thing kind of hanging here with these mirrors. All this needs to be cleaned anyway, so you might as well just do the mod and put a real ball in there just because it looks so much better. Yeah, so there's that. This is something that happens to all of them. Unfortunately, this is sort of there's like a mirrored, it's like a mirror effect, right? And you've got this art that's on there, and this is kind of put together the same way that like a pinball machine back glass is. And if you've ever seen a pinball back glass from the 70s and it starts peeling, that's something, regrettably, that happens to most of these. And I know one of them that I had come through here was so bad that it was unsavable. Like the peeling had actually peeled up, and it was like peeling off the art up here where the orange and the yellow was, and there wasn't really much that could be done. So this one, I've touched it up with some silver paint there to keep the peeling from spreading. And this would be considered to be in good shape for one of these, just because it's such a known issue. It's very presentable. The only other blemish on the jukebox is this little scuff here. The art, for some reason, I'm not sure how it happened, but there was a gash on the inside of this panel, so I did my very best to touch it up and repair it, and I think it turned out pretty good. We got everything working on it. This is kind of neat. I've had many jukeboxes come and go through here that have, this system installed. This is the remote control system. They're either missing pieces or they're all there, but they just don't work. And I've never actually been able to get one working. Although I've got boxes of these. I should maybe put more effort into trying to make some of them work. But this one, with very little fiddling, I was able to make it work. And you probably hear the sound of a motor working. That's a primitive remote control from the 70s, I guess. You would push this button, and I'll put this here actually. You would push a button, and on the back of the jukebox there is a little motor, and the motor turns the knob when you flip that switch. So you can flip the switch up, down, and the motor goes one way or the other and adjusts the volume. Pretty crude. Very rudimentary, but it works. And it has a bill collector. I don't have any American money, so I don't know whether or not this works. But it lights up, and it looks cool, so that's there. What else? Neil opted for, this is something that's interesting. You'll notice it says FP there. A lot of these don't have the FP, and I think normally the writing up here is like a green or a blue, if I recall correctly. But what happens to a lot of these, there is a computer brain inside of here, and the computer brain has a bunch of D-cell batteries to hold the memory. I don't know, it was the 70s, so I guess you needed to have a bunch of D batteries to, memorize certain features that you would have programmed into it. I feel like now we just use like a button battery out of a watch and it would last for 10 years. But, you know, it was the 70s. So what would happen is the D-cell batteries, they would leak and they would corrode all the insides of the computer system, and then the computer would malfunction, and a lot of these unfortunately got scrapped or just got shelved. And in the last couple of years, somebody has started reproducing, they're producing an aftermarket computer set that actually goes inside this and replaces that part that's known to fail. And that's why this, is orange, and that's what the FP stands for free play. This was a feature that would not have been available on the previous computer. You would have had to add credits every time you wanted to use the machine. So when they redid the computer, they added a feature for free play. So this one's in free play, and that's why it says FP. Now, before this gets too long, I'm just going to give Neil a quick little view of everything. You've got your keys. I think everything's in the cash box. I've obviously got your super cool remote. The machine is clean, apart from, there was this blemish that I showed you, Neil, and unfortunately, there wasn't too much that could be done about that, although that should never get any worse because of the silver paint that I put behind it there. But basically, there you go. I should play a song before this gets too long. I think we got a song in 110, I think. There you go, Visible Mech, one of the last ones. Crank this.